All right, everybody, welcome to Blades in the Dark week number 17. Holy moly, I can't believe we've done 17 weeks of this show, and I'm excited to continue onward with more Blades in the Dark, Blades in the Dark, Blades in the Dark action. If you are joining us here tonight, thank you. Tonight, as many of you will know, if you're watching this on YouTube, is also the night of the premiere of Roleplay's Blades series, and obviously they are a heftier channel. But for those of you who are watching either on YouTube later or watching live on Twitch, thanks for coming. We appreciate hanging out with you guys and doing this with you. You guys make streaming this and playing this game live on the internet more fun, so thank you for being here. And if you are watching on YouTube, don't feel bad about that either. There's enough role-playing game content to go around, so hope you're enjoying the other show. I know I will be once this is over, going back and watching the VODs for the other Blades show, because Blades in the Dark is a sweet game. So, yeah. Ian, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. A little tired, but you know how it is.
I do. The sleepiness, it comes to me once every 24 hours. Sometimes even more frequently.
Minimum of once. Not normally, though.
Yeah, totally.
I think today it's a minimum of 7 times the sleepiness has come.
Yikes. Yeah, coffee's good for that. Yeah. Mike, how about you?
I'm doing fairly okay.
Cool.
I'm working now, which I think is new since the last time we played.
Yeah.
It is new. So I'm actually working and having income again, which all of you people who adults sometimes will know is very good. And I'm fairly happy with my job situation currently. And
Good.
the schedule is trying to be worked around this and a couple other things in my life. And this might be being worked around that roleplay Blades show so that we can all watch it, on Tuesday nights. And so that you guys can watch it and watch our show. So maybe that will happen. We'll be talking about it. I still don't have a webcam, as you can tell, because the glorious Ben Wyatt once again is portraying me, because if we're all honest, I am Ben Wyatt, and Ben Wyatt is me in all the ways that matter, because he also likes playing fun role-playing games like Blades in the Dark. So I'm real excited to get to that tonight, and then maybe I will not sleep so that I can play that Dark Souls 3 DLC that just came out. Yeah.
Man, I forgot that Dark Souls 3 was a thing. It was really popular for a couple months, and then I think No Man's Sky came out and everyone was like, "Oh yeah," and then it dropped immediately after that. And then there was just so much going on that Dark Souls 3 was like, "We're still here and a great game."
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is still a great game. I haven't played it a whole lot recently, just because I finished my first run and got partway through my New Game Plus game. And I think if I remember where I am, I should be far enough in that game to just jump right into the DLC, which will be nice. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to playing Skyrim again when the remaster comes out in a few days.
Wait.
Friday.
They're remastering Skyrim?
Yeah, you didn't hear about this?
No, I had no idea.
They are...
It's a little contentious.
Yeah. They're putting out a HD remaster of Skyrim, and if you own the Skyrim base game and all 3 pieces of DLC on Steam, you get it for free.
Wait, what? I think I get it for free.
You get it for free.
I think I get it for free.
You know what's bad?
You have until Friday to get all the pieces of DLC, and then you get it for free.
You'll have to check that.
Yeah.
The game came out in 2011.
Yeah.
Yo, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago.
2011.
That's 5 years ago. Man, that's wild. I had no idea that the game came out that long ago.
It's been a minute, since it came out.
I still haven't finished the main campaign.
Yeah, neither have I.
I've done all the side quests. I even started on the DLC. I even went to Morrowind, and I was like, "Oh, great! I'll do this now." I haven't even decided whether the Stormcloaks or Imperials are decent.
Stormcloaks, obviously.
See, I'm leaning the other way. I don't know, man. Emily, how about you?
I'm doing okay. I don't know if these jokes are kosher in 2016, but I think I'm definitely coming down with the sickness right now. So
I make
You
that
were-
joke
you
every
were
night
free
at
to
Friday
gag.
Night Magic. Every week.
He does. It's
I
true.
do.
I'm so sorry to drag you back through that.
No.
but,
So whether or not it's kosher in 2016, we're in it together.
That's good.
But beyond my physical well-being, I had a lot of fun this weekend at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, which I went to only on Saturday, and next year I definitely want to go for the full weekend. It was a lot of fun. There were tons of vendors, tons of free play arcades and live streams and panels. Yeah, it was a marvelous time. So I'm happy that I got to do that and check out that corner of the nerd world. So yeah, I think it's I'm pretty sure it's an annual event every fall. So
Cool.
I would definitely encourage any of you watching and you guys as well to check it out when it comes around next year. It's a 3-day event. Tons of really awesome content creators and gamers get together and do nerd stuff. So that's yeah. And another thing I guess is that The Walking Dead is back.
Yes, it is.
And
And you can check out Emily's review of it.
yeah.
That's all we're gonna say here on the air because
Michael hasn't
I've-
seen it.
seen it yet.
I had no plans to say anything else other than that it exists and is a show and has a 7th season that's happening now.
That is
so
correct, and you can hear more about that episode. I just put her YouTube channel into the chat. It's youtube.com/mmmightysophia, and she's got a review of that. Also, reviews of Westworld, right?
yeah, the show that is currently making my brain melt out of every orifice.
It's making my Twitter feed quite active as well.
It's a ridiculously complex show, but it's addicting. So, also highly recommend. But yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Anthony, what about you, man?
I'm very closely following the spoilers for the next Commander set
Ooh.
for Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Braum is here, which is
Braum.
great.
Braum is
haven't-
here and there. Yes.
I haven't seen any of these.
Oh yeah, you gotta check them out.
Well,
There's a red-blue Artificer Commander. She just also
yeah.
has black and white attached. So
this is the value. I have to put it in the chat for
Let's see.
I'll try to pull it up on the stream
Mad Mike.
once I have it.
Top
Yeah, there's a
nerd.
ton of new things with Commander 2016. There's 4 color commanders, which has not previously been done, other than the
first ever-
Nephilim, which aren't technically commanders, but some people like to put them in there because they
Yo,
can't
they
decide on 3
reprinted some
colors,
like
the best
gods?
3 like Sultai. And they also printed 2 color commanders with an ability called Partner, and Partner allows commanders to be one of 2 commanders.
You
Which
can
is
have
pretty
They're
cool.
reprinting
2
the
commanders,
gods?
each with partner.
Yeah. Which is pretty
And
nifty.
then
They've never
allows you
done
to
that
create your
either.
own combination. It's pretty cool.
Let me.
Well, the interesting thing about that is they're using the rarity to do different stuff. Like there's going to be, I think it's 1 mythic partner and 1 non-mythic partner. So if you have all 5 of these decks, there's 105 potential combinations of
that's cool.
partner generals. So
And
there should be some good ones, hopefully.
and that right there is the new card that we were talking about. It's a white, blue, black, red 4/4 with some abilities about artifacts, which is pretty
Awesome
nifty.
art, too.
Yeah, very cool.
Did you see? I know I said this already, but did you see the Iroas, the god that they
Yeah.
spoiled?
Yeah, well,
Are they reprinting
reprinting
all the
it?
gods? Do you think?
I doubt they're reprinting all of them.
They should, or they should reprint more than 1, I think.
Yeah,
Just because the supply is going to be pretty strained in like a couple years.
yeah. It'd be nice if they'd reprint
They're
Keranos
reprinting
so that
both the
people can get
druids.
it. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, I think there's going to be some.
and chromatic lantern.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to see probably a handful of $5 to $15 cards reprinted and see those prices drop a lot, which should be really good because those are staples. Oath of Druids. I mean, Oath of Druids is only $5 or $6, but if that becomes a $2 card, that's a lot more people that get to play with that.
Yeah,
So
totally.
it's pretty strong. And it's pretty fun. It's like an interactive card. Like you want more tables to be having people playing that card. That makes everybody play around it. I think that's pretty fun.
Rules question. So if you have 2 commanders with partner,
No,
does that mean
it
your
doesn't work
deck's
the way you want it to.
color identity is both of
Yes.
Yes.
theirs? So
100% works the way you want it to.
Yes. Yeah.
So if I have like a green, blue, and red, white, then my color identity is
Green,
green,
blue,
blue,
red,
red, white.
Yeah.
Totally.
So long as they both have partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not much of a restriction, but that does mean that you're just playing cards straight out of the set. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Cool.
Some real-
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of cool things happening in the multiverse. Standard is now rotating out in the previous schedule, not the schedule that happened that kind of for a lot of shops made Standard not really fire anymore. Like the shop that Anthony and I go to, they haven't had a Standard F&M fire for months.
That's also just a Vancouver thing.
Yeah.
Player burnout's a real thing. Those people were already sick. If anything, I think the new schedule probably would have. I mean, it would have forced some people out of the format, but also some other people would play more.
Yeah.
This is a good change. Unequivocally, it's a good change. But,
Yeah.
but players get really tired of that stuff. They and then when the draft format gets stale, they stop playing any all the standard stuff stops firing too.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. But you know what's even more interesting is the Blades in the Dark universe, which we get to dive into right now. Michael, how about you tell us where we're at in the game? Give us a little recap.
We're in Duskfall.
All right, thanks everybody for watching. It was a good episode. See you next week, November 1st, 6:30 p.m. Twitch TV/TV. Goodbye.
Bye.
Michael's fired.
See if John Harper wants to take a job.
I think he's busy on Tuesday nights.
I doubt he has time in his life for
Yeah.
any more role-playing games.
Yeah, probably not.
But yeah, so let's jump back in. So last time, we continued the fight, which was started so many weeks ago.
2.
When
Never mind. 4.
the fight was started many weeks ago, and we didn't get to actually do the fight until recently. But Silas decided that he wanted Bazo Baz to be dead, and so now Bazo Baz is dead because when Silas wants someone dead, they're probably gonna die, because he's pretty good at doing that. So we killed Bazo, and we're trying to fight our way out of Landlax headquarters. We were surrounded, and Wakasis managed to talk to Helen, who is Bazo Baz's widow, who managed to call off the rest of the guards. So they're not trying to murder the Gambit currently, and we're going to be talking to Helen for the near future to see what we can work out. So that is where we're going to jump in.
Should be noted that Helen also has had relations with Wakasis.
Relations, yes.
That's a little
Yes.
footnote.
Yes.
Small footnote.
Little foot.
And presumably many others, but
How long ago would you say that is for cases that you had relations?
Well, it was part of our prologue.
9 months.
Oh, so she's gonna pop out a baby now?
Yeah, totally.
You know, that can happen without that happening.
I know.
That was ambiguous enough that I could have just been talking about immaculate conception, but I think
No, I understood what you meant.
I mean, it was what, probably a couple months before our first episode.
Okay.
Wasn't like I was just running to the Gambit's headquarters right after or anything. Just
Hey guys, guess what?
Still-
I mean, it was enough that our first mission had Bazo Baz in it, and I walked in the room and told Lance Bilbo. So
There was some tension between you and Bazo. So, okay. So when we jump into the scene, it's probably a few minutes have passed since the end of the last episode. So the desk is upright and chairs are placed back in their proper place. the dead bodies that were in the office have been taken out, and Helen has taken her spot behind the desk where Bazo used to sit, and is drinking his fine whiskey. And she is staring at Wakasis, who I assume is probably sitting directly opposite her. Where is everyone else in relation to Wakasis and Helen, who are sitting at the desk opposite one another?
I'm probably somewhere in the room pretending like I'm interested in a book or something that was on that bookshelf.
Are you like picking it up off the ground, or are you like
I'm all casual, trying to pretend like I'm not covered in blood and that I haven't just murdered a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Just casually smoking a cigarette as I'm reading some poetry. I don't know. Something that wouldn't normally fit Silas's image.
Okay.
That's good.
I want to know what Lyric's doing.
Yeah.
So Helen's at the desk, you said?
Yeah, her back's to the broken window. The
Okay.
desk is in front of her. It's been upright.
Okay. I'd like to think that Lyric is between her and the broken window, and she has her boot propped up against the side of the desk, and she's just polishing it. Just, again, casual.
Okay. Giuseppe?
Giuseppe is not casual.
Dash.
Giuseppe.
Aw, come on, man.
No.
Business casual?
No. Giuseppe's like, he's freaked out a little bit. Like, I think it's he looks around and he sees like all the dead people and the people moving dead people, and then like he looks and sees the rest of the crew acting very casual, and he's just kind of like blown away by it. Like, Giuseppe has not been in a situation like this before.
He's never watched his entire crew drown before.
Yeah, exactly. He has not been through the same sort of stuff that like Lyric has been through, and presumably Silas and Wakasis. Like, so this is all very shocking to him. His hands are shaking, but you can see that he's like he hasn't like started cleaning his guns. He started like reloading all of his guns, and he's just like standing very cautiously, and just sort of like his eyes are going back and forth, like just checking everything, nervously, I think.
Okay. Wakasis, I kind of want to try to get an idea for what your relationship with Helen is. So in Wakasis's mind, what is your standing with Helen? Was your interaction with her, was that just like a one-night stand? Was it a long-running thing?
Not long running. I mean, I think that logistically speaking, probably was not possible to be very elaborate, I guess is what I'd say, just from her standing, her social standing, and who her husband is. I think that the drama that we saw in the flashback from our very first episode was more a reflection of the chaos and the drama of the way that it was like kind of found out, because I was playing them both kind of, I was playing cards and I was gambling to beat Bazo, but I was also beating him in other ways. And for not necessarily old Wakasis, but from where Wakasis comes from, that could have just been a long con. He would have been happy to walk away and have Bazo not know, and obviously Helen would have noticed, but like have those be two separate things, I guess. And he would know, and maybe he would enjoy that, but that wouldn't be the point.
Okay.
So their relationship has almost no meaning to him in that way, that the relationship is not the important part. The important part was what they did, and obviously he appreciates her in a way. He enjoys her.
Nice.
Obviously they got along. That was not fake. Like, that's not a joke or like a trick or anything on anybody. So I think he probably likes Helen, but it's not like he thinks that this is pragmatic, and he respects her because he thinks that she might be pragmatic about what's happening.
Okay.
And that's why you try to talk to her about it. Because I mean, if she's doing that on the side, it's like she's bored, probably too smart for Bazo, anyways. That was Wacasis' presumption, and he may or may not be right. But she may also think that. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're kind of on the same page as far as that goes. All right, so we jump into the scene, and Helen, she's sipping the whiskey, and she looks up at you, and she says, "You've gotten yourself in pretty deep with the sharks this time, Wacasis."
Who are the sharks, Helen?
She kind of like looks out the broken window at the floor, the warehouse floor that's still pretty, full of guards, and at the dead body of Bazo who's out the window, and she's like, "Everyone here?"
Helen, they're puppies. Have I introduced you to my friends?
Not officially, no.
Well, allow me to do so. We have Silas here.
He steps forward and he puts his hand that's still covered just in Baja's blood, and he's just like,
It's probably like half dried at this point.
yeah, it's very sticky.
Wow.
She shakes it without hesitation.
Okay.
Yeah, he's exactly what he looks like. And then we
I'll take
have
it as a compliment, Wacasis.
I nod towards him. And we have Lyric here, who maybe I may see these men and bodies in this violence as puppies, but I suspect to Lyric they are ants.
She nods in your direction,
Yeah, I nod back.
And frankly, Giuseppe here, I don't know that much about him.
He looks nervous.
He's
fine. Leave him alone.
new. He's new.
When Silas says he's fine, she makes direct eye contact with her, or at least tries to, Giuseppe, if you allow that.
I have never been looking at her. I'm continuing to observe.
She just looks at you.
I'm
says,
listening. I'm aware I'm the
are you
subject of
fine?
conversation, but
Yeah, she asks you, "Are you fine?"
I'm busy.
Well, this is what's happening right now. Maybe you could devote your attention to it.
There are many things that are happening right now.
This is the only one that matters.
I'll believe that when your guards fuck off. But until then,
Well,
they have not.
Still busy trying to clean up the mess you guys made. So, we're going to be here for a little bit.
Then I will continue to stare away for a little bit. You're talking with Casus, not me.
Very well. So
As she looks away from Giuseppe, Silas has walked over to Giuseppe, and he kind of looks at where Giuseppe's looking, and he's kind of looking back at Giuseppe what are you looking at, man? He clearly knows that he's not looking at it, but there's some form of I'm trying to help you feel better a little bit.
Yeah. Giuseppe does not pay you any money. He maybe sees you walk over to him and then just puts his hand on his rifle, not in a I'm gonna grab this way, but in a way, I don't know. It's just a thing that he does to acknowledge that his comrade is there. He just puts his hand on the side of his gun and holds it to the side, but he doesn't stop looking. He's being vigilant.
Okay. As he says nothing, I'll offer him a cigarette.
He takes it.
Okay.
He doesn't look at you, but you put the cigarette in front of his face and he just grabs it and then puts it in his mouth and kind of wiggles it so it's pointed up and ready.
Okay, and then I light it, and then we can probably go back to what you guys are doing.
Where are you standing in the room, Giuseppe?
I am standing. Excuse me. I am standing sort of where that door was that that I blew up.
Okay.
I'm sort of leaning against the back wall. Leaning against the back wall and facing forward out the windows, and then also kind of looking out the line of sight out of the door.
Okay. Helen pours another like half glass of whiskey. She stands up and walks over to you and offers it to you.
No, thank you. I am busy. You are speaking with Wakesis, not me.
She just nods and goes back to the desk. No. She says, "Well then, Wakesis, here we are. And I don't know about you, but I think that we're in a position that could be mutually beneficial to both of us, if played right."
Frankly, Helen, that's why I went along with even coming here in the first place. You're a rational woman.
I try to be.
So, what do you think is beneficial to the both of us? I think it's money. I think it's safety. Well,
Money and safety are
for us.
definitely beneficial to both of us. Is that all you're interested in, is money and safety?
You know that's not true.
I do.
I think there's a lot of money to be made in dangerous things too.
Yeah, there is.
I think since you've last seen me, myself and my comrades here have made significant headway and a little restructuring around Duskball.
Your effects have not gone unnoticed. There
And
are many people who are taking notice of what you are doing.
And they're all having little spats with each other.
As you are well aware, my late husband had set it upon himself to try to conquer the entirety of the Crow's Foot by force. I would take a different approach.
I would say so. The first thing, just my advice. You know, if you were to be absorbed or brought under our masthead, the best thing for your new operation is rebranding.
See, you're talking about you absorbing my organization, because it is my organization now. But from my perspective, I have the larger organization, and I don't think that smaller things normally absorb larger things.
The funny thing about that, Helen, I like, you know, Wiki just like stands up. He's pretty tall, so he's got to have a couple, you know, like a foot or so on her normally at least.
Definitely.
And she's sitting, right?
Mhm.
So Wiki stands up and looks down at her. We both know that if the size of the operation was all that mattered, your husband probably could have won his little war a long time ago, but that's not what it was about.
Not all the time, no.
No, I think he was an egomaniac.
Perhaps.
And if he wasn't so drunk, he might have noticed that he had a pretty good thing going.
You always want more in Duskwall.
I don't think he wanted enough. I'm just saying,
Think
we have the capacity. What you have is manpower. We can have manpower if we give enough time, but the time is right now. If we have the capacity and we have the manpower, we can put them together. We can do something really great right now. Everyone's fighting. I don't want to fight. I want to make money. You make a lot more money when nobody's fighting.
Or you can make a lot more money when everyone else is distracted while fighting, and you can take advantage of that. If
You
you're the
understand
only one
perfectly.
not fighting, then you can do a lot.
Do you know
You
who?
sound like a man with a plan, Wakesis.
You could say that.
I'm listening.
I'm just saying, I never lost your husband at cards.
She thinks for a second. It's like, well, wasn't there that one time that you had like a 2 and a 10?
What cases, reaches into his coat pocket and takes out a deck of cards, and shuffles it. Does some little tricks or whatever. Flips the cards around and bridges them and does a little show of the shuffling the cards and puts the deck on the table. And he flips over the top 2 cards. It's a 2 and a 2. And he holds them up, and shows them to Helen, and puts them back in the deck, right on the top, and flips them over again, and shows 2 kings.
What cases? Because Giuseppe kind of looks over and sees you dealing out cards, and he's finishing his cigarette at this point. And he throws it on the ground and stomps it out, and he just kind of mumbles under his breath something about we don't have time for this. This is stupid. We need to get out of here. And he sort of walks out onto the little walkway that comes from the office.
Okay.
Not far, 5 feet away from where he was, but just kind of looking out there and.
Okay. So you do your little card magic trick, and she says, "I know that you can stack the deck. What cases?
Helen.
That's why you're useful to me. Is you can stack the deck.
That's why you think I would work for you here. I don't stack the deck. That's little time. That's an employee." And what cases flips the next card, it's a king. Flips the next card, it's a king. King, king, king. It's more kings than there are in the deck. Every time he flips the card, it's a king. Offers it to Helen to flip a card.
She flips a card.
It's a 2.
Should have been a
flips the next
queen.
card.
Yes.
You're killing me.
She kind of gives a little half smile and just says, "I hope that it's not your plan to try to take over a Duskfall with a deck of cards."
No, that's just how things started, and I'm sure you remember that.
I do. I have plans already. I'm more than willing to hear if you have any, and we'll see if we can work together. We can talk about who owns who at a later time. I don't think that's relevant right now.
Gates is still standing at this point.
Yeah. She's not. She's still sitting. She says, what's relevant right now is that you could be of use to me, and I could be of use to you.
I agree.
So what's your idea?
I think you have a lot of men out there that have just been at war, and they're not really winning. I think they could do some good, honest work, and I think we can put them to work at our docks. They can be their own security. They can keep their eyes and ears out. You have an outpost on the water. There's some real benefits.
How many men are you wanting?
Oh, I don't want a number of men. I think they work together. I'm sure you'd like to take your coal through those docks, maybe without an additional fee. You move your own coal, you can use our dock. You give us a cut off the top of your operation, and we're copacetic. Those guys clean up after themselves. They watch out for the cops. We're good.
So you're offering me use of your docks for no charge. Am I understanding you right?
Hmm?
She thinks for a second and says, that could be useful. How does that help me accomplish my ultimate goal?
Well, Helen, time to tell me about your plans. What's your ultimate goal?
Ultimate goal is the same goal of anyone that gets into this line of work. I want to be influential. I want to be able to make money. And I don't want to have to always be looking over my shoulder for the next guy that's going to try to kill me.
I think it's important we don't establish who owns who.
Like I said, it's not relevant at this point.
No, I'm saying explicitly We're partners.
For the time being, yes.
Well, Helen, that doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence that you're not going to stab me in the back.
And I have what assurance that you wouldn't do the same to me. You can't trust anyone in this line of work where cases. You only take advantage of who you can while you can. That's how the business runs. Trust is a myth.
I look at my companions. Well, I think our goals are in line with one another.
They are.
Perhaps we can leave it at that.
For the time being. Just know that I do have pieces moving already. I wasn't waiting around for something that happened to my husband before I started making moves of my own, so I already have pieces in place.
Behind his back or on your own?
He didn't know about all of them, just some.
We should talk again without the blood and the guards and, you know.
How about next time we meet at your establishment?
Okay? The cafe.
Just
I have to warn you. I have to warn you, Helen. It's a real cafe. You can't bring any of these. I like point at their guards. Those.
Very well. I know
Silas
where it
flankers
is.
them through the kitchen.
Send a word when you're ready to meet.
I will. Thank you.
She lifts her glass at you in the sign of farewell.
I nod and leave a card on her desk. A playing card, not a business card.
Is it a king?
It's face down.
She looks at it.
Immediately?
Yes, immediately.
Wow.
It's like... Yeah, it's a king.
Okay.
Is it the king
I mean,
that's stabbing himself in the head, or is it a different king?
What a
It's-
question.
Oh, what's the king of spades? Yeah, it's the king of spades. It's the one, he has the sword and he's like...
Cute.
Get pissed.
Is there anything
sucks.
anyone else wants to accomplish in this scene before we end it?
I think that there's probably, while Helen and Wacasis are talking, there's a clip where, like, you know, Giuseppe, I mean, as Giuseppe leaves, Silas has seen him go out, and, like, he kind of looks at Lyric, and he kind of looks at her, and he's like miming, like essentially, should I go talk to him, or
Is he still like on kind of the walkway thing
No.
on the other
so,
side of it?
so as we're all like exiting the room, right? So like, I think that's what you're saying, right, Ian?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think Giuseppe would have like tried to be the last to leave and like really watched our back on the way out, but like I think he sees like Silas waiting for him to go, and like just kind of concedes that like, okay, like Silas is my ally, he's not gonna be a douche, so I will.
Yeah.
He walks in front of Silas, and he's walking, and he puts his hood up, his cowl that, you know, he's got that thing on that he wore when you guys first met him, that like sort of blanket, and he like just kind of like wraps it around himself and like clips it on, and starts walking. His hands are not visible.
Okay.
Not like they're
Yeah.
invisible, like woo, but like they're just they're hidden away in his coat.
He's
Yeah.
reverse Rayman.
Yeah, and he's following Wacasis. Yeah, all you can see is forearms, like.
I think there's probably a scene as we walk out, and like, you know, Helen's still like probably still sitting down, and I walk out, and I like have my hat on now, which it's got a little blood splatters on it too, and I kind of tip it to her and give her a cheeky little grin that's basically saying like, I killed your husband and got away with it. And then I just like walk out of the room, and I think I catch up to the group as they're walking across the like the coal like production floor.
Yeah.
And I think I come up on Giuseppe, and I tap him on the shoulder, and as he turns around, like
Giuseppe doesn't turn around. He just acknowledges.
Okay,
you and he
okay.
says,
Yeah.
Yes. He doesn't look at you or anything. He just says, "Yes, Silas."
I think like right in your view, like as you're looking in front of you, you see like his hand appear and kind of like grasped in it is like during the talk he might have ended up with a few bottles of Bajo's finest alcohol, and so one of them is in his hand, and he kind of like puts it in front of Giuseppe and waits for him to take it.
I'm trying to decide if Giuseppe would take it or not.
And Lyric is kind of like right behind you, and she actually has her flask, and it's about empty, so she's kind of shaking it out, and then she peers over like,
Oh yeah,
"What the hell?"
no, that's perfect because Giuseppe hears that, and like he takes the bottle and he just like immediately turns around and like starts like signals to like Lyric like, let me pour it in there.
No, as he does that, Silas is like, wait, and he pulls out like I think. What's Lyric's favorite drink? Like, what's her favorite?
Like just the type of alcohol or a cocktail
Yeah.
or what? I'm gonna say bourbon.
Okay, so like as Giuseppe goes to pour this, I assume it's like whiskey or something. Silas is like, wait, Mike, no, and like he pulls another bottle, which he was saving to give for Lyric after he gave Giuseppe his, and he kind of like tosses it over to her, and lets her catch it. And he's like, "That's his. That's yours. This is mine." And then he like looks at Wacasis and hands him one, and he's like, "It's celebrate a job done."
Yeah, Giuseppe takes it, and when you're saying like that's hers, this is yours, he just like takes it and he mumbles under his breath like, "This isn't mine," and he puts a cork on it and puts it in his cloak.
And Silas is like, gives it him like a, okay, and then he continues
So,
his speech,
yeah,
like,
and Giuseppe like also thanks Silas. He says, "Thank you, Silas."
Yeah.
and so he makes a speech like, we did the job, now we get a party, and he just downs a bottle.
He's Andrew WK.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I imagine Lyric tucks away her flask and just goes straight for the bottle, you know. Still trying to unwind and whatnot.
Silas's intention is to be plastered by the time they get back to the Gambit.
You accomplish this task,
Yeah.
Nice job.
and you get attacked. Just kidding. Okay, so anything else you guys want to do before we wrap up the scene?
Nope.
Alright.
Actually, yeah. Giuseppe, like on the way, I don't know how long the walk is, but like on the way, he's sort of like looking for like any shrines to the Weeping Lady. He doesn't see any, but like the rest of the party wouldn't know what he's looking for, but like he keeps like looking left and right, like looking for like a little shrine somewhere and doesn't find it, and yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we can count that as a score.
I'd hope
Yeah.
so.
So we're gonna do the after score stuff, which is always super fun. So over the next week or so, at some point, there's a knock on the door of either the Gambit or the cafe, whichever one you guys will probably be at, and it's just it's a messenger. And who opens the door? Do you think? Who would open the knocked door? Cases, right? So the messenger, he says, "I have a delivery from Helen, and big fat bunch of coin, and just a note that says, 'Thank you. So this is how we're gonna do payoff for this. So we're going to do a payout of... It's either going to be 6 or 8. Major. It was a pretty big deal. So yeah, we'll have it say it'll be 8 coin that you guys can split amongst yourselves.
Now,
For your bank.
now help me out while we're on the subject. If I want to stash some of that funds, since we're just there at the place right now, it's 2 coin that I have on my person becomes 1 stash, correct?
No. 2 coin can go directly into 2 stash, but if you want to take something out of your stash, 2 coin becomes 1.
Understood.
It doesn't do the same going
Okay.
back.
Okay.
So yeah, so you guys can divide that however you choose. And you also get 2 rep because tier the target, that's the Lamplax, they're tier 2.
And Ian, are you able to handle the crew stuff right now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sweet.
So I assume we split the 8 gold between us, correct?
Just even
Or is that what we're gonna do?
I think
Okay.
there's a scene because Wacasis opened the door and obviously accepted the node where Wacasis breaks up the money and I assume everybody could hear it and came to get paid, and he pays Lyric first and then pays Giuseppe and very slowly hands the money to Silas and gives him a kind of a squint, and Silas presumably, well, what does Silas do?
I mean, he'll take it and he'll give Ocasis like a funny look, kind of like a "I'm not gonna hurt you" look.
Well, Cases doesn't
but- Yeah.
try to hold on to the money, but he releases it slowly from his hands, and just goes right back to what he's
Okay.
doing.
Giuseppe is sitting at a table, in the front room at the cafe, and he's reading a news publication. Is there anything newsworthy that's going on in the city of Duskwall?
So, as far as newsworthy stuff that would be happening, let me think. You would probably see an article about there was a warehouse probably in the west area of the Crow's Foot that seems to have been broken into.
Okay.
That's all the information the news article has.
Sure.
They don't know who the owner is. It seems like there was some shady paperwork in regards to who the owner was.
Okay. And is there anything on our job?
On what you guys did?
Yeah. I mean, presumably this is a couple days later, right?
Yeah. This is a few days later. And it doesn't seem like there's any mention of it,
Okay.
surprisingly
Nobody
absent.
knows that Bozzo's gone.
Yeah. Giuseppe also I assume that there's a section of the newspaper like page 4 deep in there, no one looks at it, that is dedicated to missing persons, because this happens a ton in Duskwall, and so he's just they probably don't have it on the front page. But does he see anyone who is defined as an Akarosi refugee? That's one of the first things he does when he opens the paper. Is he just goes straight to that page and tries to
He's
find
looking for an Akarosi refugee.
that. Yeah, not a specific one, but
To seeing if any Akarosi refugees have gone missing.
correct.
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple of them. I wouldn't figure that would be something that's too uncommon, just
Right.
because the people here in Duskwall, they're not too fond of the Akarosis,
No, they're
in
not.
my mind.
They are
and
certainly
so-
not.
I wouldn't think it would be too uncommon to have some go missing or wind up dead in the canal somewhere.
Yeah, and do they have descriptions with the refugees that are missing?
They're both labeled as John Doe, so no names.
Yep.
One of them is, we'll say, 6'5", 220 pounds, black hair,
Okay.
standard garb, and the other one
Male or female?
male.
Yep.
And Let's say the other one is also a male. He'll be 5'7", much shorter, 170 pounds,
Okay.
blonde hair.
Okay. Cool. Yes, they're both named John.
John Doe.
Okay, yeah, and he's sort of like reading that when he hears this like sack of coins sit down, and that's when he goes over and grabs it from Ocasis. Not the sack, but like the money. So, anyway, back to Silas and Ocasis' awkward exchange.
Oh, I mean, that's all that Wacasis does. He doesn't
Yeah.
speak. Or...
Yeah, that was all that happened.
Sweet.
All right, so as far as heat goes, you're going to take, it's going to be +1 high profile target. Wasn't hostile turf. You weren't at war. There was killing involved. 3, 7
Thanks.
total.
Sounds about right.
Hot, hot, hot.
So how hot are we, Ian?
So hot.
Well, I missed the heat. What was
7.
the heat thing?
7.
70.
Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're two away from another wanted level, which is pretty good.
Another one.
Another wanted level.
All right.
They wanted us, so we got another wanted level.
Entanglements.
So what
Give the
happens
people
with
what they want.
if we reach the next wanted level? Presumably it being
He's bad.
right?
So like wanted level is like when we roll entanglements, you add wanted level.
Mm.
So if there's a max of 4, and so it gets really bad the more wanted level you accrue. So
Right.
every time you feel heat, it adds 1, and it's permanent.
Oh, dang. Okay.
So
How do we reduce heat then?
Go to jail.
there's downtime actions and stuff for that.
Okay, cool.
Wanted level, just to clarify, it's not permanent. The only way to get rid of it is to go to jail, or have someone go to jail, basically.
Okay.
And the higher your wanted level, the longer the incarceration period is.
Okay.
Who wants to roll for entanglements?
How do we do that? Or does it matter who rolls?
So
It's been a while. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's after a payoff, roll an entanglement according to your level of heat plus your wanted level. So you're
I'll roll.
7 heat, so it's going to be rolling on the 6+ table. So you just roll a d6, single d6.
Hope this gets us a boat somehow.
2,
Well then,
and
Boat.
you get a roll. You get a roll twice because
yeah, we
you
get
have
2.
slippery. So you get a roll twice and pick the one you want.
And now
essentially.
the lower number in this case is better, correct?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
No.
right, because these are the 6 different options.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
okay.
don't roll a 6.
Okay, I didn't. I rolled a 1 and a 2. What are the 1s and 2s?
1 and a 2. So 2 is demonic notice and 1 is flipped.
What do those mean?
So demonic notice says a demon approaches the crew with a dark offer. Accept, hide until it loses interest, which you forfeit 3 rep, or deal with it another way. And then flipped is one of your contacts, patrons, clients, or a group of your customers switches allegiances due to the heat on you. They're loyal to another faction now.
So, interesting. So what would be the implications of taking the heat one or the second one with like someone leaving? Who could leave us?
So anyone from your friends list essentially on your character sheet could leave. Anyone from the crew friends like could leave.
Bonzo
we-
left
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
he
living
did.
realm.
Yeah, does
If
that
we had
count?
more clients, it could be that they leave, but we don't
Sure.
have any clients right now except
What
for the
if-
ones that we kill.
What if we had like a bunch of clientele leave the pastry shop / cafe, and as such, business was not doing well there, like not well enough to even pay the bills? Just an
More
idea.
croissants for
It's
us.
just an idea. I'm sorry, Anthony.
I heard
And it's not just they go away; it's they've switched allegiances. Like they're
Well,
loyal
Yeah.
to someone else now.
Yeah, they're loyal to different croissants. Okay, Anthony, I understand that's
Wow.
personal, and we'll cut that idea.
Sell the boat.
Alternatively, the demonic notice is pretty heavy as well.
Well, I mean, it also plays into the fact that I think the last at least 2 sessions,
Lyric is
Lyric has been noticed by the demons.
Oh, I've been getting those
Yeah,
notices.
demonic notice makes a lot of fictional sense at the
Yeah,
moment.
I think we should go for that one.
She's
Too
been
much
coming up
sense.
big in the underworld.
I don't know.
I think we should do it. I think we should hear what the demon has to offer.
And would this be a new demon or a demon that Lyric has made contact
Could be
with?
any
or-
demon.
Croissants are
Any
off
of them.
limit to the demon. Just FYI.
So you guys want to do the demonic notice then?
Sure. I think that's what we're going for because we gotta protect our croissant clientele. That is our
It's true.
priority.
All right. Let's go ahead and take a quick break there.
Okay.
Take 5.
Yeah,
That'll give
yeah.
me a little bit of time to think about the implications of the demonic notice, and we'll be back.
Yeah,
Really
thanks
appreciate
everybody for watching. Hope you guys are having a good time. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome, and the next episode should be up tomorrow. If you're watching this live on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We'll only be gone for 5 minutes, and then we will be back with more Blades in the Dirk. Dude, twice.
You
did it
I'm 2 for
again.
2, baby.
Blades in the
Blades
Dirk.
in the Dirk. Anyway, thanks.